Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising.
Oh, this is me.
I do not own the copyrights to this song, but this is what I'm feeling this morning. Let me have the people put on.
Still trying to make it out. Cause I'm still just another girl from the ghetto. Just
So much in my life.
I think I'm cut so deep in the struggle.
Hold on.
Thought I found my way out.
Then I'm back again.
Back to the blessings and love.
I'm just a girl trying to make a way. Somebody share this into the sisterhood circle for me, please. What the people say. This is me, daughter, sister, and brother. Cause God put me through it. He know I can do it. Cause this is me. Yeah. Hey, come on now. Just a few colors. Hope. So I can sing for my sons. Ooh. Thought I found my way out, then I'm back again. Yes. Back to the blessings and the love from the hood. I don't know. Y'all may don't feel this one. But that Fantasia, This Is Me, will make you, reflect and remind yourself. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Yes. So I hadn't been on here in a long time, but I definitely want to stop and talk this morning about reflections. This is my last little point, and then I'm going to bring it on together. No one really knows the whole truth, but you, the family, no one's had to live in my life. Nobody. I made my share of mistakes, and that's alright. And I'm not gonna be afraid no more, cause this is me, and I won't ask why. Hey, yes, I don't care what the people say. This is me. Okay. Okay, because God put you through it, because he know you can do it. Me. Okay, I'm done. I am done. So, y'all, I know I haven't been on here and went live like in a really, really long time, right? And so, grand rising to all of my people. Now, that's the little Fantasia, the old Fantasia, like the real, real old one. This is me before she had all the surgeries and all of that other kind of stuff, certified real and raw. And she still is, too. So let me not even make that about what that is, because, I don't blame Fantasia. I'm going to go see me somebody, too. I was the last couple of weeks since the conjunction. If you all don't know what that was, go look it up. It was on December the 21st when everybody was talking about, getting your superpowers or whatever. I have been flowing in this feeling of amazingness. It's been evolution. I've been evolving. I've been being held accountable from my higher self, from reflections of me. I have found again people in my tribe. I am loving me beyond what I have ever imagined, and I'm still getting to it. When I say I'm still getting to it, it has been an amazing ride, because it definitely has been a ride. It has been this beautiful journey. And starting out here, for those who don't know me, I'm Benicia Jones. I am your spiritual transformation coach, certified real and raw, just me. But for the last couple of weeks, back to what I'm talking about, reflections, the last couple of weeks, and please share this in your groups. Please share this. Make sure you share it in my group, share it in the Cosmo Combo group for me, the Sister Circle, so that I can just be in more than one place at a time. For the last couple of weeks, I have been really focusing, sitting down and asking myself, Benicia, what do you really want? You know, you have evolved, you're evolving what you may have wanted, and that part of yourself may not be what you really want right now. Who are you? Like, really, who are you? What are your gifts? What are your abilities? What have you grown into? What have you grown from? What is your foundation? Know your foundation. What is your foundation, Benicia? What do you stand solid on? Your foundation. What do you stand solid on? And so I sat here and I thought about it because I've been having an amazing time on Clubhouse. I really, really have. I've been having this really beautiful time on Clubhouse. But I sat and I thought about it and I said, you know, let me just jump on Facebook because this is really where my journey started so many years ago. And make sure that y'all can hear me too. If y'all can't, just send me a message or something. And so I wrote down a couple of things that I wanted to share. And the first thing that I said was, I don't know who that is calling me, but I said, this is me. This is me. Like this is me. And I was going through, sharing, and if you'll see on my latest post, I shared what I felt like some of the versions of me are. And y'all, I have to admit, I'm a lot of things. I'm a lot of things, and I feel really good about that. And I used to have moments where I would reflect on that, and I feel so bad, and I feel down, especially when other people project the versions of you that they expected, their version of who they expected for you to be. And I pretty much didn't sign up for that. I try my best to show up as like, this is like, what you see is what you get. I try my best to show up like that every single time and to expand from that, but to keep my foundation solid. And so when I asked myself, Benicia, what is your foundation? This is something that I think everybody should take a moment and journal this out, and ask yourself, when you think about you and who you've always been, the foundation of who you are, even as you grow and you're the skeleton, and you meet this thing out and you become these beautiful aspects of all things. At every level of yourself, know your foundation is the same. And so I can stand true to knowing that for me, I am love. I am love. It don't make a difference where I come from, how raw it get, how real it get. I am love and I give love. I am purpose. I'm raw, and my foundation stands on accountability. So those things, love, purpose, the rawness of me, and accountability, those are what my foundation is, no matter what. That's me. I can attest and say that's me all the time. And another thing, and when you know that of you, when you know that of you, you know all of the other aspects that come along the journey, the things that you are learning along the way, the things that you are releasing along the way, the things that you are seeking along the way to help strengthen your foundation. You will just really, if you take moments and reflect on that, you will build from your foundation. Your foundation will always keep you solid. Your foundation will always keep you solid. And so another thing that I wanted to mention, once you know your foundation, is to show up as you every time. It doesn't make a difference. People say, every time you look up, she changed, I don't know who. No, show up as you every single time. That may not look like what someone else feel like it should look like. It may not feel like how someone else feels like it should feel, but show up as you every time and as the best version of yourself. Come from your higher self. Showing up as the best version of yourself always allows for you to have that beautiful moment, regardless of the struggles, regardless of any of the other factors. When you show up as you, even when you take moments and you reflect back, you can say, that was me. That was me at that time. That was where I was at, and you can stand true, and you can always stand in gratitude with that. So always show up as you. Self-reflect. Oh my God. Now this where it started to get a little ugly. I ain't gonna lie to you. This where, oh, Arlene, this where it get a little ugly, sis. You have to have your moments of stillness. That's where it's just you, your higher self, and your lower self, and the most high. All aspects of you, all aspects of you. You have to sit still and ask yourself the hard questions. Give yourself the accountability. Tell yourself the hard things like, bitch, you be doing too much, but I love you. You know, having that conversation where you can allow the words to penetrate in those moments to penetrate your heart and soul, but still to wrap yourself around yourself and say, you know what, every part of that, I love it. I love through that. I love that of you. Now, how are we going to create a solution for what we know and what you want to let go of and what you want to grow into? What kind of solutions can we put into place? And when you sit in those moments and self-reflect and talk with all aspects of you, your lower self, your higher self, when you have that conversation and you can keep it real and you can be raw and hold yourself accountable, you will create solutions for yourself that would allow for you to grow, to elevate, to evolve and blossom beautifully, to come out of that cocoon and just really just fly. And until you meet that point where you have to do that again, life does not allow you to just go through it and be like, oh, I'm done. No, ma'am. You will meet that part of yourself again. You will have to address that part of yourself again. You will have to go in on yourself again. It is now your life. Once you know what the process requires, as long as you come back and you're being consistent with desiring to grow forward, you will have to always have moments of self-reflection, because at the end of the day, when I'm done with this, when I get off of this live and I'm over here with me and my paper and me and myself, that's it. I still have to be with me, and I still have to deal with the thoughts that are running through my mind. I still have to deal with what my solutions look like. I'm still sitting with me. So you will still sit with you. So in your moments of self-reflection, it makes no sense to sit on here and lie to yourself, because you with you every day. And ain't nobody else gonna be with you while you working on it. So you might as well have an honest and truthful moment, because you really shouldn't give a fuck about the thoughts of others anyway, even though sometimes we do. We just really shouldn't give a fuck. And I got that on her too. So yes, your self-reflection time, man, it penetrates your soul, it penetrates your heart, but it moves you, it convicts you, it holds you accountable regardless of those who are around you who may do the same thing. But you are the best person to hold you accountable. You are the best person to do that. Accept and embrace the guidance along the way, but without those moments where you can be honest with yourself, it's going to be hard to even do that, because you'll still find blame in somebody else and something else. No, see yourself. See yourself. When you're done with that, ask yourself, ask your higher self, say, higher self, what are my gifts? What are my gifts? And then ask yourself, higher self, what is reflection? What is keeping me from moving forward and being that best version of myself? And the first things that you start to think about, that's what your gifts are. Those things that you need to ask yourself, what are in the way? It's going to be the first thing that you're thinking about. You don't have to go in, and that's your higher self answering and responding to you quickly. You don't have to question, I don't know if that was me. It was you. It's you reflecting on what you know. Have that conversation, self-reflect, and then ask yourself what is standing in the way, so that you can know how to create the solution that allows for you to most effectively move forward. And if you don't know how to go through that process, look, hey, I do this on a day-to-day basis. You may not like what or how the process goes, if I have to help guide you through it, but I can assure you this, I can. And you can go on my web, you can go onto the on one of my links, and I'll post it on here and book you a consultation, and we can have that moment. Um, the last thing, the two last things that I want to reflect on is, and I put on here, I don't give a fuck. And I meant that because I have to consistently tell myself that from a raw form. Others may say, don't care about what others think, or, I have to say, I don't give a fuck. That's just me. And I'm for those who I'm for. If that ain't for you, how it come across, then find her. But for those who feel me, who understand how deep their shit goes and how deep that they have allowed their thoughts to rumble on with what others have portrayed as who they are. You gotta have the it gotta go a little hard, and you gotta say, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If you don't resonate to that, hey, I totally understand. Share this with somebody who does. And so, in knowing that I really don't give a fuck, I sometimes have to tell myself that, like, Benicia, I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck them people and what they think and who they try to portray you to be. You know what your foundation is. Everything else is fair game. I'm subject to be this way today, and tomorrow I'm subject to be something else. I'm all things and nothing at all, meaning I'm consistently and constantly, and I seek a desire to evolve from every version of who I used to be into every version of who I am desiring to be and who I am purposed to be. So, yeah, you may get something else, but what you can't say is that I ain't love. You can't say that I ain't purpose. You can't say that I ain't real and raw. You can't say that you're not going to get held accountable with me. You can't not say those things no matter how much I have evolved. I don't even cuss people out that much like I used to. I don't do it. I don't cuss people out like I used to. And because I don't care. You know, sometimes I was too passionate about, and y'all, this is my lip language. This is my lip language gloss. I couldn't put on the red this morning. My sister Trudy makes it. Get it, Trudy. Um, I couldn't hold on to all of that and still move. When people really go in without that love and try to reflect and project that bullshit onto you, when you be sitting up and saying, well, you know what, maybe I did go a little hard, you know. But hold up, motherfucker. Now, because I remember that low vibrating ass shit that you were on, and if you over here fooling with me, I'm sorry. I hope that you would do the same thing for me. But I'm going to show up in this version of myself and say, nah, sis, I ain't finna let you just sit with that and think that that's okay. Nah, I ain't finna let you sit with that shit that you be on. I ain't finna let you sit with that shitting ass nigga or that shitting ass broad brother. I'm not finna let you sit and project all of this into you, or to not reflect and know that it's something else that is being required. So I had to embrace the art of not giving a fuck, because sometimes it'll be good for them, y'all. They'll love you in that version of who you are. Then other times, they're going to tear you down and cut you up because it hit them too hard. I understand. Yeah, I understand. I only say keep what you need and release the rest. That's it. And at the end of the day, I am love. Everything comes from a space of love. Every version of me has came from love. Even when I talk to people 10 and 15 years from now, that, whatever space that we share, they be like, you know what, Benicia, I have to admit, I have to be honest with you. Good morning, sis. I have to be honest and say, shit, that was love. And so, yeah, I don't give a fuck. And I want for you to say that with me. Let's try it on three, because you really have to embrace this. For those of you who, you're not too, just for those, let's try it. One, two, three. I don't give a fuck. Yes, I felt that. I felt those of you all who said it. I felt you, Robin. Grand Rising. I felt you all. Okay, my last thing is always flow where the love is with those who love you back. There are going to be some moments where you won't always agree, where things won't always be where you will get along with your people, where it won't always. Sometimes it can get a little chaotic, and I understand that. I understand that. And I've had some beautiful experiences with people who I just don't fuck with anymore, and they just don't fuck with me. But when we had our time, oh my goodness, it was so good. I see you, Rokisha. I love you. Um, it was good. It was so good. But when I think on those times in the moments of good and when separation occurred, I can still say I know where I came from. I know where my heart sincerely was. And if I can love you through your shit, um, it's an intention of me for me to ask of you that you love me through mine. But if you can't, that's okay. That's okay. I'm not object to you letting go of me if that's not serving your best version of your now self. I'm not object to that. And then sometimes you need time away just to gather yourself, gather your thoughts, gather your feelings, and process, and then to work on yourself, and then maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't. I don't think that much about it because I still got to keep moving forward. But always flow where the love is, and that's with those who love you back. I have a sister, and I can be honest with you and say, like, this heifer can be mean, and we've had some moments where I'm just like, wait a minute, bitch, you did too much, and I'm sure that she can have moments where she can say that too, and where accountability didn't feel good, where it may have been you not being receptive or me not being receptive. But if I can still love you through that and you can still love me through that, and we sit on our separate sides and figure this out and realize that life is so much better with you a part of it, because that's what I choose. I choose the better version of myself with you being in a better version of yourself. Then we will work at that. That's something that we will do. Everybody won't do that. Everybody will not do that, and that's okay. Let it go. But when I think about my sisters who I have known for years and years, the Rickies and the Kias and the Trudies, and oh, I can go Mimi, who I have known since I was 5. When I think about the Pee Wees, yes, who still, when I think about those who something didn't exactly flow right with us, but then yet and still we're still here in this space where I know that there's love for me in your heart there, and you know that there's love for you in my heart here. I can always show up, and we can easily flow in the next version of our best self together. So some people are going to separate off. That's okay. That is totally okay. Let it go. But always flow where you know the love is. Always make sure that you're flowing, and that's starting with self. The reason why I can love you so much, Rokisha, the reason why I can love you so much, Tamisha, Leilani, and all of my spirit sisters and spirit girls. The reason why I and my brothers, let me not leave them out. The reason why I can love you so much is because I pour so much love into myself. And I'm grateful that y'all allow for me to do that the best way that I know how, and still love me from you doing that for you as though you know how. Because I ain't asking you to deter from what that is. I'm not. I'm not. I only want to love you from you loving yourself in the best version and best way. Justice, I love you. Kim, I love you. If you can't love yourself in that manner, if you can't love yourself in that way, then I can't I can't I may can't love you how you may need for me to love you, because your expectations of what you're asking of me may be too much. I may not have that to give. And for those who know me, you know I love and deal with a lot of people. A lot. So I can't be here all the time and here all the time and here all the time and here all the time, because somebody just made a little me need a little bit more attention over here. And for those who love me, they understand that, they respect that, and they do not take away from that. I They know that I love them. They know that I love them. And I have to have my moments where I put back love into myself. Like today is my day. I'm only doing this because I want to do this. This is what's making me feel good in this moment. I give myself that. I give myself a day every week. Every week I give myself a day. And I love you, Nia. I give myself a day every week because I know it's necessary for me. It's necessary. It's my ritual for me so that I can make it through, so that I can remain in that space that says, this is me. Love, purpose, rawness and realness, and accountability, all with all these other beautiful aspects. All these other beautiful aspects. And if it doesn't always look like a perfect version for you, I understand that. I understand it, but this is me, and that's not to take away from the things that I know at any given time I can be. The mean girl, the girl who projects herself onto others, not intentionally. I'm just passionate about what I feel, and passionate about my purpose. I'm passionate about, me. And so when I project it, it isn't to make you feel or make you feel that it has to happen this way or that way, that I'm coming from. I'm only being passionate about what I feel. You stand on your passion too. That doesn't mean that we can't flow in the same space of love. So as I continue to meet those who I know I've shared experiences with before, who we are now at this level holding ourselves accountable to the best versions of ourselves so we can evolve past this. I am grateful. I'm grateful for those who have loved me past every version of me, who have stood on my foundation and knew that it was true, who felt it in their hearts, who knew that it was sincere. I am grateful that for the love that I receive and the love that I give. I'm grateful for the purpose. I'm grateful to the Most High. I am grateful. And this version of now feels amazing. I can't even really put it into words because there really aren't any to describe how I've been feeling, how I am working to feel. Really, I can't really put it into words, but I can say that I'm here. Again, this is me. I'm being consistent with myself. I'm over here. I got journals. I'm working. I'm doing the work, business and work within self. And it's so much that is on the way. It's so much that is coming. It's so much that's unfolding for me. I took a couple of days to just sit with myself so that I can finish this book. I have two of them that are coming out so that I can line up my year, make sure that the website is up and running for what's about to happen, to get this tour back in order, Street Chronicles, to line up that, to just even sacred ceremonies. Do not forget, go get your ticket, use the word tribe, get a discount, show up. I this this is me. This here is me, and everyone may not get it. I understand. It's not for you to get, but I get it. I get it, and I'm sitting with myself every single day. Hey, Miko, I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. I'm sitting with myself every single day to make sure that I get it. And so, reflections, as they try to project all of that shit onto you of who you should be and, you know, who you ought not be, just simply ask, what part of that do you see of yourself? I am merely a reflection of you, and you are a reflection of me. And when we come to understand that and know that from whatever versions of ourselves that came from, life would be so much easier. Co-creation and collaboration and growth with your sisterhood and your brotherhood, it will be so much easier when you can sit back and say, I'm a reflection of you and you are a reflection of me. So be mindful and beware when you want to project the version of me that you feel as though I should be. You can't hold me to that. I'm all things and I'm nothing at all. I am. I love you and have the most amazing and purposeful day. Make sure to follow my pages. For those of you who aren't in the Sisterhood Circle, come on over there and join us. And those of you who aren't in Cosmo and Convo, come on over there and join us too. Get your ticket for Sacred Ceremonies because I am just creating dope, sacred spaces every time I turn around. I just keep getting better and better. And so I'm excited about what's going to happen with that on March the 19th through the 21st. I love you guys. Be blessed.